Welcome back to Coins X Tales. We're exploring rare, Kennedy half-dollar coins that have made people rich. Let's find out why you should never overlook these coins. Because who knows, a single coin could change your life. Don't miss this. Top 1. We are exploring a coin that many people overlook, but serious collectors never ignore, the United States of America Kennedy half-dollar from the year 2000. At first glance, it may look like a modern coin with no story to tell, but once you look closer, this coin begins to reveal details that make collectors stop, listen, and search their collections again. The 2000 Kennedy half-dollar carries the iconic portrait of President John F. Kennedy, a design that has connected generations of Americans since the 1960s. By the year 2000, this coin was no longer commonly used in everyday transactions, which already adds a layer of interest. Many of these coins went straight into storage, rolls, or collector sets instead of circulation, creating a unique situation where condition becomes extremely important. What makes the 2000 Kennedy half-dollar exciting for collectors is not just the design, but the subtle variations and rare mistakes that can appear. Some examples show weak strikes where details in Kennedy's hair or the eagle's feathers are softer than usual. Others may display off-center strikes, die cracks, or unusual marks caused during the minting process. These mint errors were never intended to exist, and that is exactly why collectors hunt them so carefully. Another key point that coin lovers focus on is the difference between business strike coins and proof versions. Proof Kennedy half-dollars from this year were specially made for collectors, featuring sharp details and reflective surfaces. Coins with strong contrast and flawless finishes are especially desirable. Even small imperfections can make a big difference in value, so careful inspection is always recommended. Rarity in modern coins is often about condition rather than age. A worn 2000 Kennedy half-dollar may be common, but one that looks fresh, untouched, and perfectly struck can stand out in a collector's market. This is why grading matters so much. Coins preserved in high grades can attract serious attention when they appear for sale. For collectors, this coin represents opportunity. It reminds us that valuable coins are not always ancient or dramatic in appearance. Sometimes, the real treasures are hiding in plain sight, waiting for someone patient enough to look closely and understand what makes them special. If you are a coin lover, listen carefully and enjoy the hunt. Check your half-dollars for unusual features, sharp details, and anything that feels different from normal. That curiosity is what turns ordinary collectors into successful ones. In today's real market, a typical circulated Kennedy half-dollar from the year 2000 is usually worth its face value. Well-preserved, uncirculated examples often sell for several dollars, while high-quality proof coins can reach values in the tens of dollars. Rare error coins and top-grade examples have achieved auction results worth hundreds of dollars, and in exceptional cases, prices climbing into the low thousands of dollars. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. More rare coin discoveries and collector insights are coming. So stay with us, keep learning, and never stop checking your coins. Top 2. We are taking a close look at a coin that many people have seen but very few truly understand, the United States of America Kennedy half-dollar from 1992. This coin may seem ordinary at first glance, but for collectors who know what to look for, it carries hidden details, quiet rarity, and the potential for surprising value. BY 1992. The Kennedy half-dollar was no longer a common sight in everyday spending. Most people didn't use it for shopping or change, which means many coins from this year were set aside, stored in rolls, or saved by collectors without much attention. That alone makes this coin interesting, because fewer circulated examples often means condition becomes the key factor. The design still honors President John F. Kennedy, a symbol that continues to connect history with modern America. Every detail on this coin matters, from the sharpness of Kennedy's hair to the strength of the lettering and the eagle on the reverse. Collectors carefully study these features because small differences can separate a normal coin from a desirable one. What really excites collectors about the 1992 Kennedy half-dollar are mint varieties and errors. Some coins were struck with weak pressure, leaving softer details that stand out when compared to strong strikes. Others may show die cracks, unusual lines, or off-center designs caused during the minting process. These mistakes were never planned, and that makes them rare and collectible. Another important factor is the difference between regular business strike coins and special proof issues. Proof Kennedy half dollars from this year were made for collectors, featuring cleaner surfaces and sharper details. Coins with deep mirrored fields and strong contrast are especially appealing. A flawless proof can instantly capture attention at auctions and private sales. Rarity in modern coins is often misunderstood. It is not always about how old a coin is, but how well it has survived. A worn example may be common, but a perfectly preserved 1992 Kennedy half dollar can become something special. Grading plays a huge role here, and high-grade coins are the ones collectors compete for. For coin lovers, this half dollar is a reminder to slow down and look closely. Sometimes the most valuable discoveries are hiding in collections that have been sitting untouched for years. Listening carefully, learning details, and enjoying the hunt is what makes coin collecting truly exciting. If you love coins, enjoy this moment and take your time. Check your Kennedy half dollars carefully for sharp strikes, unusual marks, and anything that feels different from the rest. That curiosity is what turns interest into opportunity. In today's real market, a circulated Kennedy half dollar from 1992 is usually worth its face value. Clean, uncirculated examples often sell for a few dollars. Proof coins in strong condition can reach values in the tens of dollars. Rare error coins and top-grade examples have achieved auction prices worth hundreds of dollars, and in exceptional cases, amounts reaching into the low thousands of dollars. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. More rare coin stories, hidden values, and collector tips are coming soon, so stay with us and keep checking your coins. Top 3. We are diving into a Kennedy half dollar that many people pass by without a second thought, yet experienced collectors know it deserves attention: the United States of America Kennedy half dollar from 1981. This coin sits in an interesting place in history, and that alone makes it worth talking about. It comes from a time when half dollars were slowly disappearing from everyday use, quietly changing how collectors view modern coins. By 1981, the Kennedy half dollar was rarely seen in daily transactions. Most Americans didn't use it for shopping or change, so many coins were stored away in rolls, bags, and collections. Because of this, the story of this coin is not about heavy circulation, but about survival, condition, and the small details that separate ordinary pieces from desirable ones. The familiar portrait of President John F. Kennedy still carries strong emotional value. Collectors carefully study the sharpness of his hair, the clarity of the lettering, and the strength of the eagle on the reverse. Even tiny differences in strike quality can make a big impact. Some 1981 Kennedy half dollars were struck weakly, leaving softer details that stand out when compared side by side with stronger examples. Errors are where excitement really begins. A few Kennedy half dollars from this year show off-center strikes, die cracks, or unusual marks caused during minting. These errors were never meant to leave the mint, which is exactly why collectors love them. Finding one feels like uncovering a secret that only careful eyes can see. Another detail collectors pay close attention to is the difference between regular business strike coins and special collector issues. Some Kennedy half dollars from this era were made with extra care, showing better surfaces and stronger details. Coins with clean fields, bright luster, and no damage immediately attract attention in the collector market. Rarity does not always mean old. With a coin like the 1981 Kennedy half dollar, rarity is often about condition and originality. A worn example may be common, but one that looks untouched with full detail and natural shine can be surprisingly hard to find. That is why grading and preservation matter so much. For coin lovers, this half dollar is a reminder to slow down and enjoy the process. The thrill is not just in value, but in discovering something overlooked. Listen carefully, look closely, and enjoy every detail, because that is how real collections are built. In today's real market, a circulated Kennedy half dollar from 1981 is usually worth its face value. Uncirculated examples often sell for a few dollars. High-quality collector pieces and proof-like coins can reach values in the tens of dollars. Rare error coins and top-grade examples have achieved auction results worth hundreds of dollars, and in exceptional cases, prices rising into the low thousands of dollars. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. More rare coin stories, hidden values, and collector insights are coming soon. So stay with us and keep checking your coins. Top 4. We are talking about a Kennedy half dollar that marks a turning point in American coin history, the United States of America Kennedy half dollar from 1971. This coin may look familiar, but its story is very different from earlier issues, and that difference is exactly why collectors pay close attention to it. Why 1971? The Kennedy half dollar had fully moved away from silver for regular circulation. This change alone makes the coin important, because it represents the moment when the half dollar became a modern-clad coin. Many people lost interest at the time, believing the coin no longer had value, but collectors know that moments of change often create opportunity. The design still features President John F. Kennedy, a portrait that continues to carry historical and emotional weight. Collectors carefully examine the sharpness of Kennedy's hair, the strength of the lettering, and the boldness of the eagle on the reverse. Strike quality matters a lot for this year, because some coins were struck with weaker pressure, leaving softer details that stand out when compared with stronger examples. Rarity becomes exciting when we talk about mint errors. Some 1971 Kennedy half dollars escaped the mint with off-center strikes, die cracks, planchet flaws, or unusual surface marks. These errors were never intended, and that is exactly why they attract strong collector interest. Finding one can feel like discovering something hidden in plain sight. Another point that keeps collectors listening carefully is the difference between regular circulation coins and special collector versions. Proof Kennedy half dollars from this year were produced with extra care, showing cleaner surfaces and sharper details. Proof coins with strong mirror-like fields and deep contrast are especially desirable, and condition makes a huge difference. For modern coins like this, rarity is not just about how many were made, but how many survived in top condition. A worn 1971 Kennedy half dollar is common, but an untouched, well-preserved example can be surprisingly difficult to find. That is why grading plays such an important role in value. For coin lovers, this half dollar is a reminder that value is often hidden behind knowledge. Listening closely, learning the details, and enjoying the hunt is what makes collecting rewarding. Every small detail can matter, and every coin deserves a second look in today's real market. A circulated Kennedy half dollar from 1971 is usually worth its face value. Clean, uncirculated examples often sell for a few dollars. Proof coins in strong condition can reach values in the tens of dollars. Rare error coins and high-grade examples have achieved auction prices worth hundreds of dollars, and in exceptional cases, prices reaching into the low thousands of dollars. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. More rare coin stories, hidden values, and collector tips are coming soon. So stay with us and keep checking your coins. Top 5. We are focusing on a Kennedy half dollar that often gets misunderstood but holds a very interesting place in American coin collecting, the United States of America Kennedy half dollar from 1973. At first glance, it may seem like just another half dollar from the modern era, but collectors who truly understand this coin know there is much more beneath the surface. By 1973, the Kennedy half dollar was no longer commonly used in everyday spending. Many people barely saw these coins in circulation, which caused large numbers to be stored away in banks, rolls, and collections. This simple fact already makes the coin interesting, because when coins are not widely circulated, condition becomes the real key to value. The design still proudly features President John F. Kennedy, a symbol that continues to attract collectors worldwide. Every detail matters on this coin. The sharpness of Kennedy's hair, the clarity of the lettering, and the strength of the eagle on the reverse are all closely examined. Some coins from this year were struck with weaker pressure, resulting in softer details that stand out to trained eyes. What truly excites collectors are errors and unusual features. Some 1973 Kennedy half dollars show off-center strikes, die cracks, or planchet flaws that happened during minting. These mistakes were never meant to leave the mint, and that makes them rare. Finding an error coin can feel like discovering a hidden secret that most people never notice. Another detail that keeps collectors listening carefully is the difference between regular circulation coins and proof issues. Proof Kennedy half dollars from this year were specially made for collectors and show sharper details and reflective surfaces. Coins with clean fields and strong contrast are especially desirable, and even small imperfections can make a big difference in value. Rarity with modern coins is often misunderstood. It is not always about age or metal content, but about how well the coin has survived. A worn 1973 Kennedy half-dollar may be common, but an untouched example with bright luster and strong details can be surprisingly difficult to find. This is why grading and careful preservation matter so much. For coin lovers, this half-dollar is a reminder to slow down and look closely. The excitement of collecting comes from learning, listening, and enjoying every detail. Many valuable coins are overlooked simply because people don't take the time to understand them. In today's real market, a circulated Kennedy half-dollar from 1973 is usually worth its face value. Well-preserved, uncirculated examples often sell for a few dollars. Proof coins in strong condition can reach values in the tens of dollars. Rare error coins and top-grade examples have achieved auction prices worth hundreds of dollars, and in exceptional cases, prices reaching into the low thousands of dollars. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. More rare coin stories, hidden values, and collector insights are coming soon. So stay with us and keep checking your coins.